Now, your 21Alive First Alert forecast.
Good afternoon. First Alert meteorologist Caleb Saylor here with a forecast update for your afternoon. We have canceled our First Alert weather day that was in effect for this morning. That ended at noon today. That's because temperatures have warmed up to the point where things are looking a little less impactful. And we're not saying it's not cold out there. We're not saying that the cold is not impactful. It's just not as impactful as it was for the past couple of mornings. And we've had some very cold feeling mornings. These are reports from the National Weather Service as of this morning. Van Wert recorded a wind chill this morning of 25 below zero, with a lot of places across the country experience at least a wind chill of 20 below. And that was the same case yesterday morning and the morning before that. Fort Wayne International Airport at 20 below zero this morning for that wind chill. But there are some promising signs. Like I said, we're warming up. You can see temperatures this time 24 hours ago were 13 degrees cooler. We're now 13 degrees warmer this afternoon than yesterday. Take a look at Chicago and Peoria and down to St. Louis as well, ranging anywhere between 20 to 25 degrees warmer than this time yesterday afternoon. So that's a promising sign because this air is moving towards us. But like I said, it is still cold out there. We've got beautiful blue sky, but like I like to say, don't mistake sunshine for warmth. They're not the same thing because it's still pretty chilly out there. Temperatures are currently sitting in the teens across the area. Wabash and Rowan currently sit at 20 degrees for the actual air temperature. But when you factor in the wind chills are still, for the most part, hovering around that 0 degree mark. Angola has a wind chill of 3 below zero, but we look at Huntington, Wabash, they're at 3 and 5 above zero, respectively. So it still feels cold out there, but just not as cold as we've been for the past couple of mornings. And for the past couple of weeks, we've actually been riding this weather roller coaster, right? We've had some cold days, we've had some warm days. If you remember, Friday and Saturday of last week got to 40 and 43 and 41 degrees, and then temperatures sharply fell as we got to the tail end of the weekend. These are the high temperatures for Monday and Tuesday, 12 and 10 degrees. And the roller coaster is going to start to move upwards a little bit. The temperature difference from normal, which is what this map shows that we're going from well below normal to about normal for this time of year in the temperature department. That's what that line in between the light blue and the light red that you see on top of Indiana tells us that temperatures are going to be about what we should expect for this time of year by the time we get to Saturday. So planning your evening and then planning tomorrow morning. Temperatures are going to be in the teens this evening, 7 p.m. around 16 degrees. By the time you wake up in the morning, we'll see temperatures in the upper teens near 20. So yes, gradually, but we are warming up overnight. And then we've got warmer air temperatures for your Thursday and even into the weekend. We expect a high of 27 degrees for your Thursday, 21 on Friday. So a little bit cooler, a little bit of a drop there in the temperature department, but a high near freezing on Saturday. And that's right where we're supposed to be for this time of year. And the wind chills in the morning won't be as bad. We can see, yes, still going to feel cold some mornings. Not saying it won't be cold, but just not as bad. We're only talking about 3 below zero for the wind chill on Friday morning. And when we compare that to the 20 to 25 below that we've been experiencing, it won't feel nearly as cold. So these mornings, we are not going to issue a first alert weather day for, even though, yes, it is still cold. Our threshold for first alert weather days is 10 below zero and colder. And you can see why. When we look at the wind chill chart and we compare it to the time it takes for skin to become frostbitten, if you're outside for an extended period of time, well, wind chills of any less than, an estimate of 15 below zero, if we're warmer than that, frostbite is not a huge concern. But when we get colder than that, anywhere between about 18 below zero to around 40 below zero in some instances, that's when frostbite can set in about 30 minutes. So we're moving further away from that danger zone. So that's why we've canceled First Alert Weather Day, and that's why we won't be issuing any, even though we do still have some cold mornings coming up. It's just not going to be as cold as it has been for the past several. And when we look at the long range, we're talking temperatures looking like it's going to remain about normal for this time of year. This is the time frame of January 30th through February 5th. Indiana is in the gray. What does gray mean? Gray means that the likelihood of temperatures either being above normal or below normal is about 50-50. So usually a simpler way of explaining it is that temperatures are going to be about normal for this time of year in that time frame. But look at the Great Plains. They're looking to be slightly above normal in terms of temperatures. And it's a question of, will this warmer air move our way? We don't know quite yet because this is still about a week to a week and a half away beyond our 7-day forecast. So this is still a little whiles away. But we do know that temperatures will be about normal by the time we get to the weekend, and then it looks like it's going to be slightly warmer into next week. Now let's talk about the snow chances, because while it is very low, we do have some snow chances. There's a weak weather system that's going to dart across Michigan, but it is going to bring us a few snow flurries as we get into the evening. Here's what future track looks like. By 10 o'clock or so, very light snow showers pushing in from the south, and they'll be mostly wrapped up by the time 3 or 4 a.m. rolls around. A few flurries are possible on Thursday morning. Note that time, 7:25 or so. So once the morning commute gets started, we might see a few flurries. But honestly, I don't expect much in terms of accumulation or impact. Lake effect snow will begin in the afternoon. Areas off to the northwest of 21 Country, South Bend into Elkhart County might see a little bit more snow than the rest of us. But overall, lake effect snow shouldn't be a huge concern for most places across 21 Country. And we're mostly done with the snow by the time midnight rolls around on Thursday. So how much snow are we talking here? Well, when we look at our various weather models, it shows that by Wednesday morning, we're talking a dusting at most for most places. So this is going to be an event that produces very little snow. And then when we tack on the lake effect snow, yes, a place like Angola might see an inch of snow by the time Thursday around midnight rolls around. But for the most part, it's going to be a dusting for pretty much everybody. I really do not expect this weather event to impact the Thursday commute. I think we should be mostly good throughout the morning, afternoon, and evening. I know that only a dusting of snow can cause some headaches on the roads, but because of how cold the ground temperatures are and the fact that this weather system's coming from an area that doesn't have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, this is more likely to be a fairly dry snow that's easily blown around. It just won't melt and stick to the surfaces. So that's why I believe that the commute should be mostly good throughout the day on Thursday, but I would still exercise some caution out there just in case. So that's